What's happening, Lightsaber Radio family? Welcome to the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. And today we're just going to be doing a recap. This isn't going to be no special. This is just a New Year's celebration type episode. We're going to do a recap
The
of
whole
everything
year.
that happened in 2023. And then we're going to talk a little bit about 2024 and things that we hope to see in 2024. And so this is just going to be, a quick episode. We don't want to hold up anybody for, their New Year's weekend. It's New Year's weekend. You got,
That's true.
it's New Year's.
It's New Year's Eve. No, tomorrow's New
No,
Year's
tomorrow's
Eve.
New Year's Eve. But tomorrow we do have the watch party. Tomorrow we are doing the
That's
watch
true. Tomorrow
party.
morning.
Tomorrow morning or afternoon, depending on where, or evening, depending on where in the planet you are watching. But we are definitely doing the thing. I worked out all the bugs. I've tested it all out. It all works. So we are definitely watching doing a watch party. We will be watching the last episode of the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Episode 9,
Oh,
The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Which I don't understand it. That's something. Why would you call it the Rise of Skywalker if it's the end? Like, I never got
Yeah,
that name.
it's the fall of Skywalker. Well, technically, the last one was the fall. It's like that theory. No, because fans have the theory of the prequels too. That the prequels were named wrong too.
I don't know. The prequels wasn't really named wrong.
Or like-
the Phantom Menace, the new Sith. You know what I'm
was
saying?
it?
A new.
No, I was watching some like TikTok video about how.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
fucking
maybe
crazy.
it was the sequels. Maybe it was the sequels. I think you're right.
Yeah,
All the sequels. Like
like,
the Last
The
Jedi
Force
should have been the last
Awakens-
one. The Force
the-
Awakens is okay.
Yeah, the Last Jedi would be, you know what I'm saying? But that's not even technically correct because Luke isn't the Last Jedi. Because technically Leia
Yeah.
would be the Last Jedi because she's still
So the
a
Last Jedi should be Episode 9.
And then the Rise of Skywalker would be like fucking just a stupid name because then nobody rise and she's not a Skywalker. She's a fucking Palpatine. So then like the Rise of Palpatine, that's what it should have been called, or so, you know what I'm saying? Palpatine Returns or the Return of the Emperor or some shit like that. They could have came up with a better name.
Yeah.
But so today we're just
Anyways.
we're just doing a quick little celebration. We're just gonna recap some of the crazy and outrageous things that happened within the show this year. Go over some of the stuff. Go over some of our hopes and wants for the next year with the show. Plus what's going on with Star Wars, and just talk about some of the stuff that we hope to see in Star Wars next year, because there's some stuff coming out next year in Star Wars, and we definitely want to see some good things. And hopefully everything will work out. So, before we get to all that, we have to do the intro video.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Last will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into Lightsaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
So what's going on, everybody? We got Star Wars team
Yeah,
leader
it's
in the
nope.
chat. What's going on, Star Wars team leader? He was going to lightsaber classes. They got lightsaber classes? I want to go to a lightsaber class.
What?
Why they ain't got no lightsaber class here?
That's
Why
sick.
should he suck?
I'm stuck with like MMA class, but
Dr. Skywalker 716 is in the house. He said he was just actually catching up on everything. Yeah, we've had some stuff coming out. Yeah, I want to go to lightsaber class. Shit, I think all we have is stupid college fencing here, and you got to be in college to fucking take the class. But so today we're just gonna do just do recap of what happened last year, some of the phenomenal things. We're gonna talk a little bit about things that's happened on this show. Some people coming and going, some people returning and then not coming back, and then we're gonna talk about some of the things that happened in Star Wars. You know, some of the amazing things that happen, some of the not so good things that happen in Star Wars. And we're going to give our hopeful predictions for 2014 because some stuff is happening in 2014. So I guess you want to do a housebreaker today, or should we just? Do you have a
Either
housebreaker?
way. Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't a funny one, but it was just something I'd seen that we could talk about. But
Okay, let's do it.
all right.
Let's do the house. Okay, what do you got for us, Garrison?
All right. So it was just a little debate I saw on social media this week that I wanted to bring up here. All right. So it was another argument between sequels and like whether they were good or bad. And I like to kind of talk about, people like to defend the sequels. All right. I like to give them a chance. So this is one of the defense of the sequels that we'd seen. You know, a lot of people, they kind of complain how Rey was able to beat Kylo Ren without like any training. And so they basically said Rey beating Kylo Ren is just as fantastic and awesome as Luke blowing up not Luke, but little Anakin blowing up an entire Trade Federation ship by himself as a little kid. And that it's like the same thing.
I mean, I could see the point in that. You know, I could see the idea of that because you got like a 10-year-old kid got on a ship and, you know what I'm saying, and just happens to fucking have the luck to blow up a fucking big ass battle station. But here goes my rebuttal to that.
Yes,
okay.
Which I think there is a rebuttal, which I would agree with.
Anakin was created by the Force. You know,
he's the fucking chosen one. All right.
Rey is a fucking child of a fucking fucked up clone of Palpatine, which was his son, and some whore that was her mom. That I don't even know how that worked. You got to read the book to figure it out, and I still don't understand. But yeah, two totally different things. Plus, Anakin had R2's help. You know what I'm saying? Which R2 is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? As we all know, R2's a dope ass droid.
True.
And it's a way difference in fighting a bunch of droids
versus
fighting somebody that's been trained in the Force.
And I think, bro, furthermore, Anakin's been fucking pod racing his entire fucking life. That's almost the same thing. Like, he's done this before. It's not his first time fucking picking up a glow stick. You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah.
But I appreciate people trying to defend the sequels. I do. It's fun to talk about.
I mean, come on. We all know as Star Wars fans that a lot of the shit that happened in the sequels was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, Jedis aren't supposed to fly, and we see Rey floating. We see fucking just fucking Rey being able to lift giant boulders with no training, beat Kylo Ren in a fucking lightsaber duel. Now, I could argue that if you didn't know anything about the Force and you just are learning how to use the Force, and since you don't know anything, the Force is way guiding you way better because you don't let your own personality and own fucking thoughts block that shit. It might work. You know, it's possible. But at the same time, it's just ridiculous. It's not supposed to work that way. You got to know how to do something. That's like getting a gun and never firing a gun ever in your life and hitting a bullseye on your first try. That's just pure luck.
But another inconsistency that I never thought of. Remember how Leia, literally strong enough to fly back into a spaceship after she's dead, right? Literally, like, flies through outer space. And then, like, an hour later, can't think to move the rocks, and Rey has to rescue him and move the rocks away from the tunnel.
I never thought about that.
Like, you just moved through space. You should be able to pick up some rocks.
You beat Luke.
Yeah.
Somebody that's been training for a while, trained with Yoda and Obi-Wan, and he taught you and you beat him. Yeah, that's just.
All right. Anyways, there's the Hothbreaker for today.
Okay, so some of the things that exciting things that happened within the Star Wars galaxy this year. I mean, we had some phenomenal things that happened this year. I gotta say, we had the Bad Batch season 2, which was not the greatest episode, but it was a tearjerker. It really hit home for a lot of us because Echo, yeah, right. What the hell's his name? Echo. Echo left.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Echo left. But yeah.
And then it left us on a cliffhanger with Tech dying, or the thought of Tech dying. All the episodes wasn't the greatest. There was some pretty dull episodes in there, but overall the season was pretty good. And it really had some tearjerker moments within the thing that really drew you into the Star Wars galaxy. Then we got to go to Mandalore. We finally got to go back to Mandalore. And for some, it was the first time ever going to Mandalore, ever, because if you haven't read the books or anything like that, you're not going to know shit about Mandalore. And we got really, really surprised with the fucking, what the hell is that damn thing?
Oh fuck, what is it?
My brain ain't working. I can't think of it, and I didn't write it down. Whatever, the goddamn fucking dinosaur fucking dragon thing, the mythosaur.
Mythosaur, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that took so long.
But then there was some issues with it.
I think that was the one that was most disappointing to me this year. Was the fact, because they'd come from granted, it wasn't absolute crap, okay? It was better than, Book of Boba Fett. I don't know if it was probably better than Obi-Wan. So it wasn't but compared to their season 1 and season 2, that's a pretty big drop, I think.
Yeah, it was. Which, depending on, whether or not they come out with the movie or they come out with a season 4, usually one of the middle episodes in any saga is kind of, just not as good as the other ones. It usually happens in the middle. They usually do real good at the beginning, real good at the end, and in the middle somewhere it just sucks. It's not as good.
Andor is fucking great. Andor's a whole other story.
Then, of course, we got the arrival of Ahsoka, which
wasn't great.
And the more I watch it, the more I'm irritated with the first 4 episodes.
Thank you. You
finally
seen the light
again.
Don't let Bodhi hear it, but I'm just kidding.
What's going on, Nielsen?
It is a different type of Star Wars, I think. I get why some people like it, but I don't.
Like, them first 4 episodes were just so fucking drawn out. And it was like, dude, they just didn't give any storyline. Why is there no storyline here? It's just like they're just fucking... And I want to believe that there's a reason. I do. Until I see the second season...
Most shows that are drawn out have a reason for it. There's talking, there's backstory going on. There was none of that. It was just slow, just to be slow. There wasn't even backstory going on. There wasn't even interesting dialogue. It was rough.
It was, what it reminded me of? Watching Ahsoka reminds me of Last of Us. Because there was just shit in Last of Us that was just pointless. Dude, you could have told that whole part in 5 minutes. And you had a whole fucking episode about that shit, and we didn't even need to know all that. That's what it kind of reminded me of that. You got these really good moments, really good episodes, and then you have these episodes that are just fucking pointless. You could have told that whole story in 5 minutes. And like the fucking Frank and Bill fucking whole episode, that shit was fucking stupid. Like you could have told that whole story in 5 minutes and then they could have showed up. You could have made a better part. Just dumb.
Right. Well, there was this thing. There was this thing I heard on, I think Instagram or TikTok. It doesn't matter, but basically the fact, like, if you want to tell a good story, your transition should never be this happened and then this happened and then, right? As soon as you start writing a story and you're going and then this happens and then, it's a bad story. A good story is this happens because of this thing that happened, and the reason this happened was this, and this turns into that. You know what I mean? It's not this, then this, then this, then this.
Yeah.
It's an interwoven, connected story.
On Wednesday, I watched Ahsoka again because my daughter hadn't seen it, so we kind of fucking did like a fucking little watch party and shit. Me and her watched it. And like, I'm just watching it. And this is the 4th time I've watched it. And I was just like, oh my God, these first 4 episodes are so boring. And my daughter's not being a super Star Wars fan. She's somewhat like Star Wars. She's not like, nothing like me. But she's watching and she's like, Dad, why is this good? Why did you like this? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, 'cause I love Ahsoka. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That was my rebuttal. I love Ahsoka. Ahsoka's the shit.
Right.
Now the last 4 episodes, she was like, "Dude, them were good." Just the first 4 episodes, yeah. I just don't, I don't know what Dave was thinking there.
Yeah.
But so we had Ahsoka. Ahsoka did. I'm gonna say Ahsoka is a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they do some really cool shit with season 4. But we did get one of the most fascinating characters that we have in a long time with Ahsoka because we got Baylan.
Very much so.
And we lost one of the best actors ever.
Dude, and that's what's such the bummer is, like, that's pretty rare to happen. Like, the actor like dies right after the first season. Like
yeah.
That's awful.
Because especially with such a compelling character, like I want to know so much more about him. We talked
like,
about
granted,
it. Granted,
we're also sad that somebody died, but I'm talking from like the Star Wars perspective. It's sad. Like, we missed out on this character. I mean, they got to recast him. I'm thinking
they do. And actually, I was looking at a Reddit thing about Baylan, and there were so many people. Like, I couldn't believe how many people. I thought we were like the only ones. You know what I'm saying? They really were intrigued. But there's so many people that want to see a Baylan series or something that has to do with Baylan. Which hopefully, if nothing else, somebody writes a book about it. Because then you don't have to have an actor. You know what I'm saying? They could write a book, a great book, explain the story. It would be awesome. And I would definitely listen to it. It would be no question. But I don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of scary. We got a big announcement of 3 new movies and 2 new live action series that are going to be coming. And it kind of sucky because, I mean, well, it's not sucky. It's great because we haven't had a Star Wars film since 2019. The Skywalker saga ended in 2019, and we have been without any movie forever. But the hard part is, when are these movies going to come out? Because this is not the first movies they have announced. They have announced plenty of movies.
Right.
And we have still yet to get a movie. So it's kind of disappointing because we never know if they're just going to shelf some shit. You know, Disney is very well.
Do you think they'll shelf stuff?
Man, they already have. Look how many movies have been announced that never came out. Look how many TV shows they have announced that never came out. It's like, dude, that's like, I swear they just announce shit to keep us interested. And then once they get us interested, we're all like, yay! And then they're like, nope, not going to happen. Like, son of a bitch.
Well, even the stuff that has happened has been like, wow. Especially with video games more than anything.
We did get a video game this year. I mean, Jedi Survivor came out, and
true, but that one was like already coming out.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? How many of they said is already coming out? Oh,
That's true,
releasing
that's
next year, and then don't ever happen.
We only got one that like I actually think is going to happen anytime soon, and that's because we've got like a full on trailer for it. But honestly, I'm not even excited for that one. So
yeah, Star Wars Outlaw, because this doesn't seem like I'm not even a video game person, and I'm not interested
but
in
the
that.
more
Like, why would I want to be here,
dude? When they first talked about it, like because the rumors floating around, it sounded really really good. Because the rumors were like, oh, you kind of like get to build your own character, you get to choose what you want to be. You get to like choose to be good or like kind of like this open where you can start from scratch and basically be any kind of character you want in Star Wars. And so like that sounded exciting, but then when we got more information, it's literally just a female Han Solo, it sounds like.
yeah, something
And
like that.
they literally just like Han Solo's a cool character. Let's make him a female because people like that, and then make a game out of it.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It doesn't seem too I'm not which I don't play video games, so but it just like if I was gonna play something, I want to be a Jedi. I want to be running around or be somebody cool. I don't want to be just like give me a choice of people I can want to be. You know,
Right.
like that. Just don't make me be this one person that just is not that cool. She doesn't look
Because
that cool.
and I think that's why people like you either have to make a really cool, compelling like Jedi character that fits into the story and have people like him almost off the bat, or what I think most people want to do in like a Star Wars game is like, what would I do if I lived in this Star Wars universe?
Yeah,
And kind of get to create their own person and do what they want instead of being stuck with
and
a
that would
person
be
they don't
someone.
know.
If somebody wants to be her, they want to be the female Han Solo, then let them do that.
Yeah,
Or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, give them that option, but just don't. I don't know. I've always liked games where I can, like when I played video games when I was younger. I like video games that I could pick a character. Like even if you gave me 10 different characters, you know what I'm saying? If I wanted like Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to go through and fucking fight everybody and get to the top, you could pick which character. Do you want to be fucking Scorpio? Do you want to be, you know what I'm saying? Whoever it may be, you know, who do you want to be? And then you can be that person and get to the end. And each one of them had a story, you know, at least give you something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can choose the characters and do what you want to do. And they just to have a freaking character that's just like, well, like who?
But
like,
I'm curious, like, what does the chat think? Like, because I'm sure other people have kind of heard of this. Like, are you guys excited for this new Star Wars game, or do you want something else in mind? Because I don't know.
Nelson said, I want a Star
stuck.
Wars version of Dynasty's Warrior.
I haven't played that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
I was thinking something almost like, I don't know, almost like Skyrim, but like that's an old game, and I wouldn't want to go that like RPG. I'd still have to have better fighting and stuff. But
I don't know. We
That's
also
video game.
celebrated 40 years of Return of the Jedi this year, which was amazing. Return of the Jedi has been around for 40 years. It just makes me feel old as shit because I'm old. But yeah, 40 years of Return of the Jedi. Just think, for Luke Skywalker been whooping Darth Vader's ass for 40 years. And Palpatine was dead 40 years ago, and then they brought him back to life for no reason.
somehow Palpatine returned. God damn it.
There was the High Republic Phase 2 ended and Phase 3 started.
What does that mean?
Hey, shit, the High Republic is a shit. I don't know.
Yeah, what are the different phases though?
So
'Cause,
basically, they did. So the phases, there's different phases of books and comics and shit. All right, so they started off with Phase 1.
Which is?
Phase 1 is like the middle. Then they go back in time, like George Lucas really did, and they go back, you know, and they did Phase 2, which is previous, and then now you got Phase 3 that goes after, you know what I'm saying, the Phase 1.
Okay.
And then so yeah, and I'm excited because I want to know more about who this fucking did this whatever this
It's
thing
usually how
is.
numbers work. 1, 2, 3. But okay, I get what you're saying.
They did it like that. So you know how George did. He started with the originals, then he went back, did the prequels, and then Disney went and did the sequels, which was George Lucas's original idea anyway. He just didn't ever get to do the sequels. They did the same thing with the books.
Gotcha.
So, which is kind of cool because I want to know what the hell this freaking thing is. It's like that can suck the force out of Jedi's and turn them into dust. And
right, which you've been talking about. Dude, that sounds just weird to me. I gotta read it, though.
Like, I want to know what it is.
Bro,
like, no, they're
but
not
how you
explaining
describe
what
that,
it is.
I'm not big into like all these new like weird things.
No,
I liked old school Star Wars when things were simple, you know?
Dude, like, because there's no Sith in this shit.
Right, so you
During the
gotta
High
find
Republic.
some way to fuck with the Jedi.
Dude, they got the freaking the damn plants that are alive that be eating motherfuckers and shit. Now, dude, this shit is dope. The High Republic is the shit. Like a lot of people don't like it. I'm like, I don't know why. It's fucking great.
But that's not interesting to me. Like, I like the Sith Jedi thing.
Yeah, but they don't have no Sith. It's during the High Republic. There ain't no Sith during the well, there is, but they just don't know where they're at because that's when the Rule of Two is getting going. So that was exciting. We got Young Jedi Adventures, which is another thing that was exciting. My granddaughter loves it. My grandsons love it. I like watching it. It's cool. For it being a little kid thing, I watch it all the time. Kai is the shit. Like, I like the stories that they have in it. It's like, I know I'm like a giant child. I like the Young Jedi Adventures. And they keep coming out with new ones, so it's even better. Because it's not something that just is like 3 and done. We also have Visions Volume 2. And there were some good ones, and then there was some freaking that claymation shit I don't like. But they did I liked a lot of the Visions 2 things. I thought that was great that they did. And we talked about that a whole lot of just
right.
I mean, I like the fact
I
that
like Visions.
Yeah, I like Visions. I like because it's different. It's not the same old shit. I think that's maybe one of the reasons I like the High Republic, just because it's different. It's not something that's just the same old shit. It's something different. You got different things. You got different force things. It's just cool.
I think Visions is easy for me to like because one, it doesn't fuck with Star Wars canon. It's its completely own story, so you're not fucking with our favorite characters. But also it's like it gives a new idea of what Star Wars could be, like all these different directions and little stories. And I still wish some of these stories they would make like full shows out of because they were awesome.
Now this is not really Star Wars, but it is Star Wars because Harrison Ford.
Oh
no. Because Harrison Ford reclaimed his Indiana Jones hat, and probably was the worst Indiana Jones that they've ever created.
Oh, 100%.
Dial of Destiny was just freaking stupid. Like, and Harrison Ford should not be playing. He should have died already in Indiana Jones.
That's. I just think, bro, it's Disney, bro.
Wow, I need to stop like, how the fuck is Indiana Jones a secondary character? It was like fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know what I'm saying? How is Obi-Wan the secondary character? It's his fucking show. It's named after him. Why is it all about the other people? One of the things that I very dislike about Disney just fucking, they just do weird shit. Like, how the hell is the fucking things? You know, how do you make the main character the secondary character to a bunch of other characters? It just, it blows my mind. Like, dude, like, why is Indiana Jones like in like less of the movie than all the other characters? Or it was just weird. Hasbro dropped a bunch of stuff this year. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest thing was the Ghost. That thing like sold like a billion of them damn things, even though it was like $1 billion to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Expensive ass shit.
Oh.
You know, it was something that I think a lot of fans have been waiting for a very long time. and I think that's why it did such a good job. I mean, it's so like it put for the being a vintage collection, object. It just did fabulous. It really did. It was one of the top selling things, and which is crazy because you listen to a lot of people, and a lot of people like Rebels wasn't that good, all the animation, blah, 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 all of it. And I'm like, dude, did you like pay attention to the story? The story is fabulous. But the Ghost was one of the top selling Hasbro toys ever, which is surprising.
That's really surprising.
Yeah, like it was surprising.
That kind of bumps. I didn't realize they were that like big, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, it sold a lot. So they announced the plans for the 3.75 scale toy in the vintage collection, and then it came out and like it was freaking, it just sold. Like everybody was buying that shit. The Marvel Galaxy, Dark Droid. We had the reintroduction to what's the other comic? I know I should have wrote this shit down. I was gonna forget. I can't remember. But there a bunch of new comics came out, and the comic book scene really did a big thing for Star Wars. A lot of Star Wars comics came out. Because you got the High Republic, you got Dark Droid, you have what the hell is the other damn? I know I should have wrote that shit down. I don't know why I didn't write it down. They restarted doing Star Wars comics. Dark Horse. Dark Horse started doing more Star Wars comics, or because they had stopped for a while. They started again in 2023, which was awesome. Dark Horse, the comics that I have read, the Dark Horse Star Wars comics were freaking they just gruesome and way more detailed, which I'm not a super comic book reader. I mean, I read some of the comic books, and that's probably why I'm lost on some of the shit in the High Republic, because I haven't read too many of the High Republic comics. I've read one or two of them. I don't know. I can find other ways to invest my money instead of buying comic books. I'm 46 years old. What do I look like buying comic books?
It's hard because like comic books are a thing that they just keep coming, right?
Well, my thing is this: I don't have a lot of time to sit down and read stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy with the books because you just get an audio book and you listen to
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? You can be doing other things while you're listening to the book. I just don't have the time to sit down and really read. And not just read, but because I can sit down and read something real quick and then not comprehend shit that happened. Like I need to have time where I can sit down and actually read through some stuff, which I've read through. I read some scripts this year. Some people sent me some scripts this year on some Star Wars short films that they've done. So when I get stuff like that, I try to take time out to read that type of stuff. And it takes away from my ability to read like a comic book. Even though comic books are, ultimately they're short because you're only reading this little bubble. You know what I'm saying? A couple bubbles on a page, and it's not like reading a book or or like a script or something like that. But it makes it a lot harder. I mean, shit. I'm like, I don't have enough time to do shit barely. You know what I'm saying? Because between this podcast and the Sway podcast and getting stuff ready and reading through stuff and listening to books over and over again to make sure that, it's something that I think would be a thing, and I got just so much shit. Like, look at the Lightsaber Radio Instagram. Fuck, man, I can't even tell you the last time I was able to fucking post to that shit. Like, I'm just struggling, and it sucks that I don't have an assistant no more, so I'm trying to do everything by myself, and it just sucks.
Right. No, I get you. Like, there's some great comic books out there, but yeah, it's just hard to kind of keep up with them, I guess, for me.
Well, and then they come out they drop a new comic book like once a month. Like, dude, it's different when you got, a book coming out every 3-4 months to
right.
a, a comic book coming out.
That's what I mean. There's so much and they keep coming.
or multiple comic books coming out in a month. It takes thing. Nielsen said $500 for the Ghost. Like I thought that I saw a trailer for Indiana caused the ball to roll after a young lady took the idol. You probably did. But yeah, that ghost was expensive. You know, $500 for a Ghost toy, and it was one of the top selling toys of all times for Hasbro, which was crazy. But yeah, that's kind of like a quick recap of everything that happened that was like super big this year. I mean, of course, we got the Lost Cat, you know, in Sabine. There's a lot of little things that happen within Ahsoka and Bad Batch, and you know that.
So, what was the best we've gotten this year?
The best we've
talked about it. Yeah. Let's go over the high and the low this year, and then we can talk about next year and the high and low of next year, or at least what we're expecting next year.
That's kind of hard.
Okay, high and low of this year.
High and low of this year. I would have to say my high of this year would probably be. Damn, that's hard.
I think there's a tie for my high. It's either going to be.
I would have to say my high of this year. I think I kind of feel because the Bad Batch and I don't know. I like the Bad Batch season. There was some kind of whack ass episodes.
Dude, for me it was
overall,
it was a mix because there were some bad episodes in this Bad Batch season.
Yeah, but it wasn't nowhere I mean, like most of the other shit was like half of it was bad. I don't know. I'd have to probably say Visions would probably be my high, and then the low. What would be the low of this year? See, it's kind of hard because
I say Mando season 3 or Ahsoka.
I mean, I like both of them. It just neither one of them were fucking.
But they were the lows of the year. We're not saying we fucking hate them, but comparatively,
I would have to say my two top ones would be Bad Batch season 2 and
Balin
and Visions.
Oh, Visions.
And then my two lows would have to be Mando season 3 and Ahsoka. And it's just which I like both of them, but I just think they could have been done way better. Right. I really do.
I think no, for me, because I agree. Mando season 3, nowhere near season 1 and 2. Quite a big drop off, I think, in quality, and yeah, same with Ahsoka. We have different opinions. You're like, they're not the best. I didn't like them. But
I mean, they're
still not as bad as other stuff.
What they were trying to do, I get, but they just didn't execute it well. That's how I look at it. Because I'm looking at it as somebody that's done film and somebody that's acted in stuff and did voice stuff. Looking at that, I'm like, I see what they were trying to do. They just didn't execute it well. Like, they really didn't. And I think a lot of it has to do with just a lot of the things that was going on. You know, you had the strike, which was definitely a negative influence. The writer strike and the actor strike was definitely a negative influence.
Well, it wasn't a positive.
I think they just like grabbed random people that wanted to work and was like, here, write, because other people were bitching about writing shit. You know what I'm saying? And they were intentionally writing bad shit.
But wouldn't most of that have been written before the strike?
Possibly. You got also a lot of shit has changed on set because shit doesn't work or they can't do something. So a lot of shit has changed.
I get that.
So you'll have a writer, at least one of the writers on set, and then you have the directors that wrote a lot of the stuff that are rewriting stuff as it's happening, because they're like, this doesn't work, or we're not able to do this. So a lot of things change. And then I think a lot of it too because of Pedro Pascal in Mandalorian. He just had he was doing way too much stuff during the same time of the filming. Plus, you got to remember that a lot of the stuff was filmed during the end of COVID, and there was still a lot of that shit going on. I mean, I think that there was, and with Ahsoka, I really think that I think Dave was writing Ahsoka more for fans. Like, if you're a fan and you know who Ahsoka is,
dude,
everything made sense.
Because it was fan service. I wouldn't say it. Yeah, it was for fans because it was 90% fan service.
So, like one of the things that you dislike, but I completely understand, is Ahsoka's character at the very beginning, because that's who she was in Rebels. She was very strict, very fucking to the T. You know what I'm saying? Very, like, conflicted in what she thought. She's not a Jedi, but she is a Jedi. She's, you know what I'm saying? Like, just weird. So it made sense. It just wasn't well executed. Like, I don't even want to say Rosario Dawson played the part good. It just was, how can you say it in the right way? It was kind of like just.
It was flat.
Yeah, it was flat.
That's it.
It was just very flat. And it didn't make for good live action. You know, once things got going, it was, I thought it was great. You know what I'm saying? Once things started going, I liked the story. I liked where it went. I liked how the things happened. Just to, like, and I didn't like the fact that they didn't explain. Like, I want to know the backstory of what the fuck happened with Sabine and Ahsoka. They didn't even tell us. You know what I'm saying? Who is Balin and Hati? Who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Where did they come from? Like, you know, like, they just didn't give us no backstory, and it kind of left it just dry, like what is going on? I know the characters because I'm a Rebels fan. I'm a huge Rebels fan, so I understand, like, Sabine. I can kind of make my own judgments on, like, Sabine doesn't like to listen. She's hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand how her and Ahsoka could get into it. But, like, when the hell does Sabine get force fucking abilities? Like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like, why would Ahsoka be training Sabine? And we know that there's only been one Mandalorian in the history of time that could use the Force. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, like, and then for her to be at the last episode be able to use the Force, it was just, right. I don't know, it was just weird. And I just think that a lot of the things was, you know, as a fan of the characters, I understood the story. I understood the characters, but at the same time, it was just the first 4 episodes are very, very boring. They're very dry. They don't have no meat to them. You know, it's all potatoes and no meat, and it made it bad. I'm not saying that they were like just garbage. They were like freaking shaky camera nonsense. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't, like I said earlier, well, like, I think a lot of things could have been told. And if you're going to just tell that little bit of a story, you could have told it in 5 minutes. If you're not going to give us the information, don't draw it out into something. Just give us the quick little 5 minutes and move on to something else. I didn't think that they needed to take half the season to do what they did.
I think it would have been a better movie. I think it would have been a better movie. I think the movie would have helped with, like, some of the crappy dialogue. You can cut out a lot of scenes. It definitely was stretched out. I think a movie would have been better, and it could have benefited from better writing in some aspects.
I wonder if that guy that
that's
redid.
Why. Go ahead.
I wonder if that guy that redid Kenobi.
I think he has
redoing Ahsoka.
No, I think he's doing it.
Down.
I think he is doing it.
You know, the guy that we did Kenobi and he took out all the camera shaking and, you know, all the unnecessary dialogue and sucked it down. It was a way better story in 2 hours than it was in, 6 hours. It was just a way better story.
Right.
It made more sense, and it made Kenobi look like the actual character that he needed to be, and less of Reva whining about how fucked up her life was.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it would have been. I think the movie of Kenobi was better. I still didn't like it. I think Kenobi was just bad overall, but it was definitely an improvement. And I think Ahsoka.
A lot of that unnecessary bullshit was taken out of there. But I think that's you got to also, and I can't say this about Dave because Dave did Rebels, Dave did a lot of the Clone Wars. He knows how to write stuff, and I just don't know what he was trying to do. I think he's good at writing animation. John has made movies. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's harder for John to go from making movies, which has been most of his career, to doing something long, stretched out. And we know he's done a great job in the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, but I think this last season of The Mandalorian, it was just kind of like, let's try to make this where it makes sense, and it was lacking in a lot of places because it was, once again, they could have literally cut out like 2 whole hours of the thing and still told the same story. And I think that's a lot of it. I think a lot of it is when you're taking, and it might even be the writers as, writing or helping write a lot of this stuff. They're movie writers, and now they're trying to do TV shows, which is not something that is well known at the point in
I don't think it's that. I think it's more the fact of they're not coming up with ideas for TV shows. It's like, here, we got to try to milk this character. Let's make money. So they don't have ideas, but they're trying to force ideas, or they're trying to make a okay idea expand and stretch across multiple seasons. I think it's more the fact that they're being forced to write things that they either know nothing about, but like they're not coming from, here's this character, I want to make a story. It's
and I think another thing
we gotta make a TV show to cash in on this character.
If it was me and I was going to do a TV show, I would write out 3 seasons of the TV show. It would all be done. You know what I'm saying? Or, at least 2 seasons of a TV show. It would all be written out, done, you know what I'm saying, and ready to go before we ever started filming. Because that way I would have that story all the way through to whatever. And then if it did good the first season, second season's coming out, now I'm working on the 3rd season, or already have the 3rd season written. I think they're trying to write it as they go. I think they're writing things as they're going, and they're trying to create things out of nothing.
Right.
Instead of letting it just flow and already have a complete story already written. Which
I'd agree with that.
Which we know that they're doing that because they're leading everything up to a certain point, which would be the beginning of, whatever happens to start the First Order. We know that that's where they're going. The hard part of it is, getting there and trying to create all these different TV shows and connect all these different things together. And they've done great jobs at certain points, like bringing Ahsoka into in The Mandalorian. It was great the way that they did it. Him looking for somebody that's going to train Grogu, and I think that they've done a great job in some aspects of it, and then they failed at other aspects. It's not something like, with Andor, where 24 episodes was written, you know what I'm saying? They were all written out. We know where it's leading to. All you got to do is tell the story. Everything, the scripts are all done. There's always changes on set, but the changes are usually stuff that, because we're not able to do this. It's just, we can't make this happen and make it look realistic or make it look, like it's something that's actually happening. So they rewrite stuff, but most of the stuff is already done. But he had a good platform. When you're creating new characters and you're creating new timelines and you're creating new stuff and you're trying to lead to a certain point, and you got to interchange all these things and make them all blend together to get to this point, to this one large battle that leads to the First Order. I mean, that got to be a tough job.
Right.
So I don't want to put people down for doing it, but at the same time, as a fan and somebody that wants to watch it, I want to watch good shit. You know what I'm saying? And some of that shit ain't good, and you're like, what the fuck is this weird shit? But at the same time, I try to keep an open mind because it's just like the books. A lot of people hate the High Republic books, but it's like this is a very open timeline, and you know, we get to see, we're seeing young Yoda. We're getting to meet new Jedis that we've never met before, new bad guys that we've never even heard of, because they're all new people. But it is also easier to write like a continuous story instead of, try to write as things is happening and intermingle things and do different things. So, but I don't know. I think it's headed in the right direction. It scares me a little bit to think of where, like, how they're going to merge all this together and who's going to die. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to die because they're not in the sequel trilogy. We know that.
Dead. Yeah, I know. I'm worried about Grogu, man. No.
And but I don't think Grogu, I think Dave and John were smart about that with sending Grogu back to the Mandalorian.
I agree.
Away from Luke. Because now because everybody was saying the same shit. Oh, shit, he's going to train with Luke. He's going to die. Kylo Ren and the fucking Knights of Ren going to kill all of them, you know what I'm saying? And then they took him away from that, which is cool. So now Grogu can live on and whatever, And, the Mandalorian might not die. We know that they lose and the First Order takes power, but, we don't know what happens to each individual character. And we don't know if, Ahsoka punks out and goes and hides and, becomes a better Jedi and pops up in the Rey movie. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're going to do yet.
We'll see. I don't know. I think it is like Star Wars team leader has a good point. Like the fact that they've already made like a sequel and they've already basically showed their hand, it does kind of limit them on what they can do. And they've kind of tied their own hands. I think my favorites from this year are tied between, I don't know if I put Vision Season 2 as my favorite because I thought Season 1 was a lot better. So, I still liked it, but I thought Visions was better. I think my two favorite parts of this year would be Balin and some of the Bad Batch episodes, but some of them. Because I only liked, because I think most of the season was just filler and wasn't very good. I think there were only like 2 or 3 episodes that I was like, this is awesome. Which basically any episode with Crosshair.
Actually, I want to change
pretty solid.
My actual favorite of this year was the Young Jedi Adventures because all their episodes is cool. I like them all. They're all good.
You're just a little kid on the inside, Kyle.
They're all great. I like watching them with my grandkids and seeing how excited my grandkids get watching Star Wars. That's like the high point of my of everything.
That's good though. I'm glad they did a good job.
And they're all freaking pointless. Every single one of them is different. They got the same characters, but they all go every episode. They go on a new adventure. They do something fun. You got Yoda in it. I just like Young Jedi Adventures. It's just cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no expectations when it comes to it because they're all different. Every single one of them is different. They don't commingle. They don't mix together. You know what I'm saying? They just keep going on different adventures and they keep doing cool shit. It is fun.
Yeah. So my two highs would be Balin and then some of the episodes of Bad Batch. And I think my lows would definitely be
Balin, literally reignited.
In season 3.
Balin reignited my interest in the Sith because I'm like, dude, the Sith is getting pretty weak here.
Well, I don't think he's even a Sith. Or you mean in that time period?
I'm not even saying the time period. Just like his philosophy.
No. Because Sith are sick. I love Sith. But time period of Sith, like Snoke, was not very entertaining. Palpatine was no longer entertaining because somehow he returned. Like the Sith of that time just got kind of like Balin's right. It just got stupid.
I don't know. He just like just a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the bad guy. Like
Right.
Thrawn is Thrawn. Like I know who's
I
Thrawn.
don't think he's not like a bad guy. He's like a bad guy who has his reasons.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just he just like I'm just like interested in the bad guy again. Like I was with Vader.
Right. Right.
Like
Exactly.
I wasn't interested in Kylo Ren. Like who the fuck is this the emo? You know what I'm saying? This dude
Exactly.
fucking whining bitch. You know what I'm saying? like you're a punk, man. Like I was fucking Darth Vader. Like Palpatine wasn't the bad guy to me. Darth Vader was the bad guy.
Right.
Darth Vader was the most evil fucking just fuck. Like he was just amazing. And Balin gave me that type of feeling. Like Balin just was like that bad guy.
Yeah. Crosshair when he's around the corner, mirror off mirror bank shot for the win. Yeah, that was dumb. That was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. Balin like reignited like me wanting to like. It just reignited that fire. The fire was still
sick.
burning, but it was just real low. It was like on his last flicker.
Yeah.
And Balin came in, and I was like, "Who the fuck is? Oh my god! I want to know more about this guy." And
That's what I mean. Like,
and honestly, at the beginning of Rosario Dawson playing Ahsoka, but by the end, I kind of wanted to hump a Jedi chick. You know, so I guess it. You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of good moments this year. And there was a lot of moments that just made you be like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Compared to the year before.
The year before was better.
I don't even remember. I think the year before was better. No, but actually, I think the year before was better, but also worse. Because wasn't Obi-Wan the year before?
Yeah, Obi-Wan was the year before, but we also had...
But then we also had Andor.
We also had season 1 of fucking The Bad Batch, which was way better.
That was not last year.
That was 2020 or 2022. We had season 1. There was only like a year for thing. Mandalorian skipped a year. Mandalorian was the only thing that skipped the whole year.
Oh, maybe you're right. Really? Bad Batch was only in 2022.
Yeah, Bad Batch season 1 was 2022. I'm pretty sure it was. Man, fuck, I don't know. Look it up. Shit.
I feel like
Damn,
it was
I can't remember
2021.
everything. I don't know. Let's look it up right quick and find out. Bad Batch.
It was 2021. Boom.
Was it?
It was May 4th, 2021.
God damn. Damn, it took a whole
We've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, shit. Anyway, I don't know. What the hell happened in 2022? What did we all get in 2022? Fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi? We had more shit than Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking
We had Andor in 2022.
There had to be more than that.
Bro, Andor was enough for me. Andor was perfect. Okay, maybe not perfect. No, it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
We should be getting Andor this year. 2024, we get Andor season 2. What else all coming out?
Okay, so 2024. Now we did last year. Let's do this next year. All right, next year they're going to start producing Rey's New Jedi Order movie. So it's not going to come out, but that's when it's probably going to start production.
But it don't come out till like 2026, right?
Yeah, 2026 is the release, but they're going to start production. I don't know, dude.
So that's not. I'm that's like that's.
I mean, I'm glad
about production.
But on the bright side, like we've heard Bob Iger say what he said about Disney, how we're going to focus on better storytelling. We've had Dave Filoni is now like executive creator director or whatever.
Yeah.
And we've seen like them kind of talk about taking Star Wars in like a better, more storytelling direction, not as much fluff, right? So I think because of that, this might be a decent movie.
Yeah, but I don't care about the production. We'll like coming out in 2026. When we get to 2026, then we'll talk about that. Right now, I don't give a shit about production.
All right.
I'm not getting to see the movie, so I don't give a shit.
Okay,
Andor season
next
2.
one we have Acolyte.
Acolyte, I'm excited to see.
I'm very. I don't know.
I'm
I
excited
think
to
I'm
see Acolyte.
excited. I think I'm excited, but I'm also worried.
The reason I'm excited to see it is because I'm excited to see it because it's new. It's not something that that has anything to do with like what we've been seeing. It's something totally new with the Acolyte. The Acolyte's in a different time period.
It is. It's
more,
totally new, but that doesn't. Right.
So I don't have to
So
have
it gives-
expectations.
Right. For me, totally new basically means it gives Disney an opportunity to not screw up.
Yeah. Because they didn't do bad on
And this is
Mandalorian
also going to
season
be the
1.
High Republic, right? Doesn't the Acolyte
it's
take
also-
place during the High Republic?
Yeah, it takes place during the High Republic time period. So
if this
it's
goes
something
well,
totally different.
I think we'll see a lot more from High Republic.
I mean, I just don't see how like they can like, and like, is it Acolyte is a Sith Acolyte? You know what I'm saying? That's what we're all thinking. Is that what it is? Because they haven't gave us no real information on what it means. You know what I'm saying? Or what they're actually talking about with Acolyte. We just know.
Right.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
vague.
We don't know anything about it. And I think that's what makes it I'm very intrigued because I want to know. I want to know. And it's like the Rey movie. This is completely new time. You know what I'm saying? This is everything new. We have a character or characters, because we know pretty much we know there's going to be some other characters that from. I mean, come on, Finn's going to be in it. We know that. I mean, freaking. I don't know about you know what I'm saying, some of the other characters, but we know who Rey is. But this is completely open field. This is after everything.
Right.
What happens? What is she doing? It intrigues me, and it makes me excited. Now, is it going to be a good movie? We don't know, but I'm intrigued by it because they have an open playing field.
Right.
The High Republic, not so much that they have an open playing field because of the books, but we don't. I mean, if it's about a Sith acolyte and what the Sith are trying to accomplish at this time, even though there isn't no Sith. There's a lot that they can do, and it's just as long as they have a good storyline and some good acting, it's really hard for them to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to mess up something when you have an open book to go from. Now,
I think I would disagree because I feel like the Rey movie, there's nothing taking place after it, but it's already with a character we already know. It's already with Rey.
They can make Rey.
I know though they can make Rey great, but some people just don't like Rey, and they're not going to change.
I don't know. It's not that I hate Rey.
This one has a completely fresh character, and they don't have to follow the books. You know what I mean?
No, because it's called the Acolyte. If it's about a Sith Acolyte, an Acolyte is somebody that follows a Sith teaching, but technically isn't a Sith. So I think it's going to be more like an Indiana Jones type. This is just what I'm thinking. It's going to be more like somebody looking for Sith artifacts. You know, like this girl is looking for Sith artifacts. You know what I'm saying? The Jedi is looking for the same Sith artifacts because, you know, during the High Republic, all Sith artifacts, the Republic has already made them outlawed. So they're looking for these things. It's going to be like that type of,
that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it's going to be about.
I think it's going to be.
that could be a really good show.
I think it's going to be about the Sith, though. I think it's just going to be like what the Sith are doing during this time.
Honestly, I think it's going to be, what I think it's going to be about. I think it's going to be about an actual Sith acolyte. You know, a Sith acolyte is not a Sith. They don't have Force ability, but they're intrigued by, you know, the artifacts, you know, looking for holocrons, looking for, you know, and I think they'll be able to tell a lot more about, you know, like somehow these artifacts, you know, give people special abilities and, you know, how a person with non-force not being able to use the force at all can find this artifact that's engulfed with the spirit of some ancient Sith, Sith Lord, and the Sith Lord, you know what I'm saying, gives them abilities and, you know, allows them to do things. And I think it's going to be like an Indiana Jones type, looking for these things, the Jedi trying to find the people that are trading in this type of stuff. I think it's going to be very interesting if that's the way to go. I mean, we don't know because there's not that much information really about it. We know, okay, there's a couple fucking people and they're doing this and there's some trading going on. That's about all we know. But and like with the Rey movie, my thing with the Rey movie is it's an open book. They can make anything. She could be out fighting, you know, against worlds that are going against each other, and she could be negotiating, or she could be training, or she could be teaching, or we don't know. They got an open fucking thing to do anything they want. Now, do they do something good?
But you're stuck with Rey.
But Rey is not a bad character. I don't hate Rey as a character.
I'm not saying you do. I'm saying some people do.
I mean, Rey wasn't a bad character to me. It's
The
a
fact
female
that they
Luke
do Rey
Skywalker. How can you hate Rey when all she is a female?
Well, you
Luke
hate
Skywalker?
Rey because you hate the sequels. I'm saying people who don't like the sequels might not be interested in following Rey because they didn't like the sequels. They didn't care about Rey. It's not that like they hate Rey because Rey sucks or because Rey's a bad character. It's because they just didn't like the sequels, so they don't care. So that's what I mean. Like, that's why I feel like the High Republic has a little bit more of a chance because anybody can still like it. It's a fresh character. Yeah, it's caught in this time period, but the only rules you have to follow is the Sith didn't fuck around with the Jedi very much.
Well, the Sith didn't do anything during the High Republic time period.
Well, they did stuff in the shadows, but they did. You're right. They were like, they didn't do any big leaps or anything.
They were just, I mean, and they can explain more of that. I mean, how we not know that they can?
And that's what I think
explain
it's
more
going to
of
be.
that?
I think it's
You
going
know,
to be
what they were doing in the background.
That's what I mean.
You know,
I think it's going to
like
be what the Sith are up to during this whole time period, and like how they're staying, how they're secretly trying to get to power,
manipulating the Republic, and
we might even see like the formulation of this plan, because like this plan to like basically become a politician, rise up, take over the government that way. We might see kind of the foundations of this plan start to take place.
I don't know. It intrigues me. The Rey movie intrigues me too because I just want to know what the hell's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened afterwards? Right. Like, you know, what is Rey? She done took the Skywalker name. Is she like, what does she do? You know what I'm saying? And Daisy really is not ultimately bad to look at. So, you know what I'm saying?
She's not bad to look at. I'll agree with you on that one. She's not bad to look at.
So it could be worse. We could have like some fucking mud duckling playing some Jedi character that's just terrible looking. Like, why the hell? Star Wars team leader says, means Disney doesn't have to screw over all main Star Wars heroes because it's all their own people. Yep. You know, this is all new. This is all their characters. So if they mess it up, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their people. You know what I'm saying? I want to see good Star Wars, but if they screw up, you know, Rey, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't really do anything to make me, you know, dislike the character any more than I already do. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't like Rey.
So you get what I mean?
It's not that Rey was a bad character.
You just said you like Rey. I got you.
I said,
so you see what I mean?
You can't make me dislike her any more than I already do because
you already dislike her.
I just
don't. You don't like her.
It's not that I don't like her. I just don't. I don't like her. No, it's just I don't think that the character was bad.
No, it's not. There's like anything wrong with them. It's just I didn't like the story, so I don't care so much about the character.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean. I didn't like the stories wasn't good.
It's not that Rey sucks because she's an all right character. I just don't think
Rey is just a female Luke Skywalker. That's all she is.
Yeah.
That's it. She's the female Luke Skywalker.
So we're agreed.
To say back and say you hate Rey would to say that you hate Luke Skywalker because they're the same character. They're just different names. They're exactly the same character.
After Acolyte, we got Acolyte. We have the Rey movie. We will also be having Bad Batch Season 3. I'm super excited
Excited
for
to-
this, actually.
I'm excited for the Bad Batch season 3. Definitely want to see that.
I think it might be the last one because weren't we thinking that?
Um,
I don't know if it'll go on for many more
I don't know.
seasons.
That's kind of hard to say because I mean they got a lot of time period to cover.
Well, where are they going?
I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm kind of like.
Because I remember when we were watching season 2, we're like, what if season 3 is going to be the last one? Like,
I know
oh my
I thought
God.
that for a while, but then I'm like, dude, look at the time frame like that they cover it. But we
Yeah.
don't see none
But
of
you
them.
also like a lot of the story is them kind of like, I don't know. Most of season 2 was them like finding a place to retire. It seemed
Yeah.
like.
But I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. They might have a season 4. They might. Shit, it's animation, so you know, as we seen with Rebels, they had
I wanted
5
to-
seasons. Clone Wars had 7 seasons. But then you go back and you look at like Resistance, it only had 2 seasons. So you know it's up in the air. We don't know exactly what they're gonna do. But I'm definitely excited to see season 3. Season 3 is definitely excited to see that because I want to know what happens to Tech. I want to know when Echo comes back. I want to see more of Rex. I want to see, you know, some of the things that I hope at some point that, you know, they show us how Rex and Wolf and them ended up on that planet. I hope it leads up into that point, you know,
Right.
between Rebels. I know at some point it got to, you know, it's in the time frame that it got to lead up to Rebels, you know, and I'm excited to see more about how because we're getting to see the actual Empire like starting to be assholes, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, and becoming the Empire. And I
Which
want to
is
see
why
more
I'm
of that.
liking it.
Yeah, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the information because they're showing a lot of that in these episodes, like you know, the Ryloth and the
That's why
Empire coming in.
the first one was so good. I'm really like I think I underappreciated season 1 of the Bad Batch.
I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just it's definitely. I'm excited to see season 3. I'm excited.
I think Dave Filoni is better at cartoons. His cartoons have been like better than
I don't
his.
even think was he even
his
he
live
was
action.
executive producer of it, wasn't he?
He was. I don't know. It says he was the showrunner of Bad Batch.
I don't know. Bad Batches is excellent, which I'm a cartoon person. I like cartoons. I like, you know, Rebels. I like Clone War. I like Bad Batch.
I think his cartoons are better than his live action. He's a
Yes.
yeah, because now that I think of it, all the cartoons that he's done, I've been like, that was good. Like it might not be my favorite, but objectively, I can say it wasn't bad. Now Ahsoka, I don't think it was as good.
Yeah.
But
All right. What else do we got? I'm excited
Okay.
for Bad Batch season 3.
I'm very excited. Next, we also have, I think, another one from Dave Filoni, Tales of the Jedi Season 2. Always pumped for that. I thought the first one was... I love seeing young Dooku.
Tales of the Jedi was good. It was just I like backstories. I
love
like
them.
good
Yeah.
backstories.
And the fact that because it was animated, it was like we have these backstories, we can kind of do whatever we want with them. Like we're not
And they
trying
were
to
short.
just push characters. It's like we can animate it, just it's all about the story is what it felt like.
And they were short and right to the point. You know what I'm saying? Ahsoka's stuff short, right to the point. Dooku stuff short, right to the point. They didn't have no fluff. They didn't try to make it into something that it wasn't. Just quick, fast, right to the hurry, right to the point, and they were fucking excellent. Like, dude, like they were. I just wish they would have done way more than what they did. You know, 6. You know, that just was too short. But you know, to give us more of the backstories, you know, I didn't like the fact that, you know, Dooku killed Yaddle and changed the timeline, you know what I'm saying? And then they literally went on, you know what I'm saying, Star Wars fandom and changed it in the fucking thing. Like, dude, I just read it the day before. It's just completely not what it said. You know, I didn't like that. But, you know what I'm saying? I liked that they got direct right to the point, showed us what happened. Boom, here you go. This is how this person got from here to there. Did it real fast, real quick. Let us know what was going on. Let us kind of know why, you know, I mean, even like the subtleties of like why every time Mace Windu, Dooku was brought up, he said that with such venom in his voice. Because and it kind of told us that, you know, they kind of showed us that in them little bitty short scenes. They showed us why Mace disliked Dooku so much. You know what I'm saying? Like why he didn't like him, because he seen what was happening with Dooku. You know, it also, you know, it gave us a taste of, you know what I'm saying, like why young Qui-Gon. It just
It was great. I loved it.
Oh hell no!
After Tales,
Nielsen, get off of here.
Rose?
You're getting kicked off.
I saw that, Rose.
I'll take a Rose movie. She needs to redeem. She needs to be redeemed. And Rose is a terrible character.
Yeah,
that was
I
just
passed.
a pointless freaking character in that whole.
Golly, yeah, that was a rough storyline. I wasn't a fan. All right, after Tales of the Jedi, we got Skeleton Crew.
I'm kind of
I
excited.
don't
to see
know how to
Skeleton.
feel about this one. I
I kind of want to see that.
mixed.
I like Jude Law as an actor, and I understand what a skeleton crew is. A skeleton crew is a small, like very minute crew. It's not nothing big. You know what I'm saying? It's a skeleton. You know what I'm saying? If it takes 500 people, you got 5. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they mean by the name. Because I know Nelson said something, the title is leading him astray. It means it's a very small crew. It's a skeleton crew. So if it takes 500 people to pilot this fucking, you know, Star Destroyer, it's shrunk down to a very few. And it looks like it's going to be Jude Law and some teenagers. What scares me is the reference that Disney used, that it's going to be like freaking, what the hell is the movie?
I don't know.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
Is it Stranger Things?
I don't know.
Ain't
Just
that
with
what
a
they?
bunch of teenagers?
Yeah, it's a bunch of
Yeah,
freaking
probably.
teenage. It's going to be something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what scares
Or
me.
like It or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm still
that's what
excited
scares
to
me too. I think we've already have 2 movies. Like I don't like watching movies about like kids like this. I don't know.
Oh, okay. It's not catchy. Yeah, Star Wars Skeleton Crew just does not. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as fucking something that makes you want to go watch it. But,
I just don't know what like. I don't know. Just
I
the
don't know what the-
storyline doesn't sound good to me.
well, my thing
but
is
I
just
thought the
like-
same thing about Andor. Andor, I was like, oh, I don't really know if I want a TV show about Andor. And then it came out and it's fucking great. So
The thing about Skeleton Crew is because this is another thing that has to intermingle with the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all this. Like, why are you trying to include more people into this
And
freaking?
they announced it when they were announcing fucking everything. So
Yeah.
it seems like they bit off more than they could chew. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I'm excited to see it, but it's not like high on the list. It's like low on the list of shit to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really excited about Acolyte. I'm really excited about, you know what I'm saying, Bad Batch Season 3. I'm just okay excited about Skeleton Crew. Like, I don't know what to expect about a man and a whole bunch of teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Kids.
I'm
and
kind
shit.
of probably the same way. I don't know how to feel. I'm just
I mean, it's Star Wars, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it, and you know what the storyline behind it is, because it's something that it's new. It's not based on a story that has been done already or a character that's been done. So I'm excited to see what they're doing with it. I mean, it might be great, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not really.
And then
excited.
lastly, for 2024, we have Star Wars Outlaws, that game.
Wait a minute, doesn't Andor season 2 come out?
No, that's 2025. It
Oh
got
man,
delayed.
God, son of a bitch! Like, damn, man, we gotta wait 2 years to see freaking Andor again. Jesus.
Well, because originally, like, we thought it was coming out in 2024, but Disney, according to this article, Disney had a press release about all the 2024 releases, and they didn't mention it. So
Oh
we're
man, that
just kind of
sucks.
assuming a delay.
Uh,
Um,
Star
but yeah,
Wars
I
team
kind of
leader.
agree. Like, it's not being pushed a whole lot. That's a good point.
Yeah. Star Wars team leader said it doesn't seem to be pushing enough as there are other shows, so it makes me worry on how good. Yeah, you just don't hear that much about it. You know, it's not like, yeah, Skeleton Crew. And I do agree with you, Nielsen. Star Wars Red Dawn equals Skeleton Crew. Hey, Red Dawn was the shit. The actual movie Red Dawn was the shit. Even the new one, I like the new one. Because that
Red
shit could really
Dawn?
happen.
That's the one with the.
Thor in it.
Hold on. The old one was like the Russians, and this one was like North Koreans, right?
Yeah. It's like Korean. Shit, Korea just fucking announced that they want to go to war with us. Like, they fucking literally
Bro, they
said
announce that every weekend. What the fuck?
when they shoot bombs at us.
That's like a normal thing for Kim Jong Un. That's a regular Saturday.
I guess he's like, yeah, go Wolverines. Yeah, that shit was dope. That movie was dope. I like them movies.
All right, but that's what we got for 2024. All right, so
Yeah, man, I was excited.
what do you
about
expect
Andor.
is going to be the highlight?
Bad
What?
Batch. I think the
Bad
Bad
Batch?
Batch is going to be the. I
I
think Bad
agree.
Batch and then the Acolyte, and I think the worst one is going to be Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Or we could have it flipped.
It could be
Because
Skeleton Crew. Could
here's
be
the
awesome.
only thing. The only thing. No, here's what I'm saying. Because when we looked for it, we've been looking for it how long for Ahsoka?
Oh,
And when it came out, it was like, were we really looking forward to Andor? I don't think so. And when Andor came out, it was like way better than I expected. Ahsoka was a little bit of a letdown. So I'm worried because we're excited for Acolyte, the story's not going to be as good and we're going to be disappointed. And Skeleton
see.
Crew, because nobody wants to watch it, they're going to put a really, really good story in there to get people to watch it.
I don't know. Well, I'm excited to see them all. Everything that's coming out, I'm excited to see. I really wish I was seeing Andor season 2. Fuck you, damn actors and writers strike fucking pushing shit back 10 years. Fuck, I'm gonna die before I get to see Andor season 2 and shit. Oh, got pushed back another year. Oh, I got pushed back another year. Next thing you know,
Keeps
I'm
getting pushed
85 years old talking about, is Andor coming out yet? I hate that shit. Like, dude, I don't think that, man. Like, dude, I don't get it, man. Like, how the hell can you wait 2 years to get a second season? You know, frick, that's forever. Like, who does that?
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got for 2024. 2023 is over now.
All right. So, do we have any do we have any inductees into the
Oh yes, the Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame.
Fame?
Yes, we do. Well, we'll see. We have nominees.
Before we get to that, hold on. Before we get to that,
Oh.
so let's just talk a little bit about the stuff that's happened with lightsaber radio over
Oh.
this last year. As everybody knows, CJ and Tori left for personal reasons. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they'll be coming back in 2024. Hopefully Kim's done came on a couple times. Hopefully we can get her back on here for 2024. Get more than just me and Garrison, because I know y'all get bored with just me and Garrison on here all the time.
We're perfect. Shut up.
Yeah. We definitely got some stuff coming. Some highlights of this past year is, you know, we had some great episodes. We talked about a lot of different things. We came out with some new stuff, and we want to continue with that. And we also want you guys' feedback on what type of episodes would you like us to do? I'm definitely working on getting some more celebrities to come on the show, some more people to come on and talk about stuff. Now that Ahsoka's over, I think I got a few in line.
Right. Talking about some Star Wars lore. I know some people have talked about that.
We definitely want to get
Like-
more and talk a little bit more about that. We also, the web page is coming along. It should be releasing in the first quarter of 2024, the new website. And it's getting completely redone. I mean, the guy I have working on it, he's like really putting in a lot of detail, and the store will be open. Everything will be up and ready to go when it drops. So that's something exciting that's happening in 2024. We're also going to be putting some on the website. Will be because we have a what the hell is that shit called?
I don't know.
What is that?
Patreon?
Yeah, Patreon. We have a Patreon, but there ain't nothing on it. This and then plus I don't know. I don't like charging people for freaking content. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, just go on YouTube.
No,
Like me,
we charge them for bonus content.
there ain't even no bonus content on there.
That's what I mean. We'll get bonus content.
So we're just gonna put bonus shit on the website. So the website will be yeah, it's definitely gonna be some different stuff. I would like Sway to break down chapters after each episode like you used to. I loved it when you would explain after each part, cause I'm like, you listen and then forget, ha ha ha. Yeah, I got a gazillion emails saying don't do that. But and that way, because if we go back to doing that, then there'd be a lot less content. We'd have to go back to one episode a week. It'd be like 30-minute episodes. This way we can get more episodes out on the Sway stuff. And it's harder to find people to read the books, and it get this way. By the way that we're doing it now, Theodore has more time to get stuff done. He's able to do more stuff. It's easier for me to get people to read the books, and we're starting with the High Republic right here pretty soon because I got the okay to do the High Republic. So that's going to be a lot of fun because I'm looking forward to listening to the High Republic again, going back at the beginning. So, but yeah, so we got some stuff coming. Everyone needs to pay with a thumbs up on every video. Yeah, that would help
There
out
we
a
go.
lot too. But we're instead of having a Patreon and doing all that dumb shit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and we're just gonna put, secondary content. And what I'm gonna start doing is like, because me and Garrison usually get on here about 15 minutes before the show, and then we'll talk a little bit after the show about just random shit, guns and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm just gonna start recording that shit, and then we're gonna put that on so you guys can hear us like normally talking when we're not everything about Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah. So when we're coming up with ideas, and then you guys can go on there and be like, hey.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I'm trying to get some of the different actors that played in Ahsoka and some of the voice actors and stuff, then the Bad Batch and stuff to come on the show. Been talking back and forth with them. It's just hard to schedule time because we don't, like, everybody's schedules is there, and everybody's rushing now. Before it was, I can't come on because of the writer's strike, or I can't come on because of this, or I can't come on because of this. And now it's like, oh, I'm so freaking busy now because we're playing catch up. So
Now
but
I
I'm
can't
definitely
come
talking to
on.
some people. I'm definitely trying to get some people on because I enjoyed them shows, and I love learning. You know, I think that's one of the things that we've always pushed here, you know, learning about Star Wars, because we're all learning together. Shit, I learn new shit every damn episode. Like, damn, really? That's what happened? I thought it was something totally different. Oh, shit. And then I go back and research it, and I'm like, oh, shit, I was completely wrong. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the things that we've always put, you know, stay outrageous and, you know, have fun, but this is a learning podcast. You know, we want to learn more about Star Wars. We want to learn more about, you know, and having actors come on and talk about their story and how they got into acting and stuff like that and how they got into Star Wars. You know, it's freaking crazy when somebody went from, you know, doing a commercial and now they're in Star Wars, you know, one of the biggest franchises in the world. It's awesome. Love to hear those stories and to get to ask them questions. I mean, that's great. So we want to get more into that. That's something that we're going to push for 2024. Me and Garrison are still working out, you know, on doing the lightsaber radio movie reviews.
Other movies.
We're going to start doing more movie reviews, some other TV show reviews on maybe Wednesday or whatever day we can come up with. We're working on that. So them is some of the things that's happening in 2024 with lightsaber radio. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. And I guarantee you this year you're going to be surprised. We got some cool shit coming. Okay, now let's get to the
Now inductees.
inductees.
But yeah, looking forward to the new year. All right. First one for this one. It's getting tricky. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting tricky coming up with characters that like could spark an argument. But I feel like there's one on here that I think we'll at least argue about. All right, first one, Kit Fisto. I think he's famous just for going down so easily.
But Kit Fisto was dope in the Clone Wars.
He was badass in the Clone Wars. Even in like the fucking old Clone Wars.
Yeah,
like the
Kit
original
Fisto was the
like
shit.
God damn. I loved Kit
but-
Fisto.
Like, if you're not, I don't know about his fame though.
Yeah, I it's tough because if you ask like a random person on the street, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Ooh.
But if you ask anyone who's watched like the Clone Wars, I feel like they know who Kit Fisto is.
Hell yeah, they know who Kit Fisto is. Dude used a lightsaber under the water. That shit was dope.
I still think no, personally, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I don't think Kit Fisto. I mean, we think he's dope. We know he's dope, even though he died. They just wrote him out so badly to make Palpatine look like he was a badass, and he really wasn't all that bad. Yeah, I'd have to say no. No to Kit.
So no to Kit Fisto, unfortunately. Which I mean, I kind of figured you would say no to him, unfortunately, but we could at least talk about him. All right, next one, Shmi Skywalker. I don't know who's more famous than a bitch. Like some people pray to Mary because she had a baby without having a husband or without having sex. You know what I mean?
And you know, fame-wise, everybody, you say Shmi Skywalker, everybody knows that's Anakin's mom. It's like everybody knows Mary is Jesus's mom. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you don't even have to be a Christian, you know who did. But at the same time, it's like, dude, what did she really do? You know what I'm saying?
She was a sex worker.
She birthed Anakin, like she really, and she gave like, and it's only because of Anakin's kindness that she gave a Jedi and a princess or a queen some food. But she really didn't do much. Like, and then she just dies. You know what I'm saying? They helped turn Anakin to the. I have to say no. Shmi don't make it into the thing. She's
Shmi.
like,
Why?
nah, Shmi don't make it.
All right, so that's fair now. What about here's another one, Darth Plagueis. Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? This one's a tough one because
Yeah,
within Star Wars, 100%. But again, outside of Star Wars, probably not.
Was one of the most sold Star Wars books ever. James Lucino's Darth Plagueis. Like
How many books were sold?
like millions.
Really?
Yeah. But once again, that's like every Star Wars fan bought that shit. Like random people didn't buy Darth Plagueis. If you've seen the movies, yeah, but we never actually seen the character other than on YouTube videos of them talking about the characters and maybe some comic books that only Star Wars people would buy or watch on YouTube. Yeah, I'd have to say, like no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let
I'd probably
Palpatine.
agree.
I didn't
now,
even want to let Palpatine in. So his
which is
master,
fucking insane.
Yeah.
All right, so no to Darth Plagueis because the entire chat says no too. All right, Yaddle, because we just had Tales of the Jedi about her. I feel like not yet though.
No, I think there needs to be more story of Yaddle. Well, I don't know because the High Republic books, and it just depends because the Yaddle's
Is she in the High
Republic.
Republic books a lot?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's in the High Republic books. Not a lot, but she's in there.
I'd probably say no though.
And she's in some of the thing, but yeah, it's not Yoda. Like you think of little green fucking Jedi, you think of Yoda. You don't ever think of Yaddle. Shit, Grogu has a better chance of being in the Hall of Fame than Yaddle.
All right. Then the last one, Duchess Satine Kryze,
No,
Obi-Wan's love interest. You don't
Like-
think so?
no, because if you didn't ever watch fucking the Clone Wars, you wouldn't even know
That's
who
true.
she is.
But I feel like we've put in people that are just in Clone Wars before, like Asajj Ventress. She's only in Clone Wars.
Yeah, but
We
Asajj
put her
is
in.
shit. Like, fucking what did Satine do? She was just a queen.
She
she
got
was in, like,
Obi-Wan
She
hard.
was in like 5 episodes and 7
She got
seasons.
Obi-Wan Kenobi hard, bro. That's enough.
Why haven't you put Maz on there?
What?
Why haven't you added Maz on there yet? Maz Kanata.
All right, let's
Everybody
do it.
knows who-
Maz Kanata. I'd say
Everybody knows.
no. I'd still say
Everybody
no.
knows who Maz is. The little buddy.
Bet,
you say
dude,
Maz. They be like the little beady-eyed chick with the big-ass glasses. Everybody knows who Maz is. And she's 10,000 years old. And she
That's
is a
fair. Okay,
freaking...
more people do know who Maz is.
Maz is famous.
All right, so that's a no to Duchess Satine. What about
Yeah.
Maz?
Maz, I don't know. I still say no. If you didn't like the sequels, if you
Okay, fuck off.
I don't think there's a lot more people to add to it than anybody fucking knows.
I know, I agree.
Like,
I think because everybody else we can say no. I think we've done the most famous.
yeah, we might have to start going down. Might have to start putting them up against each other now.
We might have to. Yeah, I
I
agree.
think you're gonna have to start recapping, and then we got to put for who is the most famous. Darth Vader. No.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think you're right.
Like, I don't even think that's like a hard competition to say.
Dude, but he's in a league of his own. He's like, he could go for most famous villain, period. Like
Yeah.
any movie ever. All right. But that's it for this week's Hall of Fame.
All right.
Any quiz today?
Oh, we got to get the news, right? Is there any
Oh,
news?
the news. Fuck. I'm sorry. Obviously.
Oh, shit. I just typed in a whole wrong shit.
This is Alton Castle for the only news you need, the HoloNet News.
All right. So, one of the things I want to talk about, I guess, Eamon Esfrand, however you say his fucking name. I guess this dude actually told people like years ago that he was going to play Ezra in Star Wars at one time, and then he actually, like, it actually
Oh,
happened.
really?
Yeah. He said it
mean-
before. Let me go to the story. Let me go to the story, because
I
I was
can
reading
see
it
it.
earlier. Where does it say? So he said, I emailed my agent and manager 6 months prior to my audition, and was like, "Hey, when they cast for Ezra, I'm going to play him." So like 6 months before they ever even casted the character, he said, "I'm going to play Ezra," and then he got the job, and I thought that was cool as shit. I thought that shit was cool as hell. Like he could, and I think it really portrayed in the part. I think it portrayed in the part because he really wanted to play Ezra. He got the part, and then he fucking like nailed the part. He played a fucking perfect Ezra. I thought that was cool.
He
as
played
shit.
really well.
Yeah,
I did like how he played Ezra.
Yeah, he did a freaking excellent job playing Ezra. I guess BD1 is going to be in Outlaws, which who cares? What else there was there?
I couldn't find really anything besides kind of what was coming out for 2024. That was the main news thing. Like,
I guess at one point in time, there was supposed to be a live action show that George Lucas wrote. It was called The Underworld, and it was supposed to look at. It was supposed to explore the underbelly of the galactic capital on Coruscant, like what I'm saying, like all the freaking shiesty freaking shit goes on, like in Washington, and for some reason never happened. But they're saying that the scripts were written and that it was dated 10/3/2008 when it was supposed to come out, and the cast was actually Tom Kane, Matt Lanthern, David Tennant, Ashley Eckstein, Matthew Wood, Corey Burton, James Arnold Taylor, and D. Bradley Baker was supposed to be in it. But like, and I kind of don't understand, because it's like, didn't they have like at one point like an underworld cartoon that came out, or that was supposed to come out, that was like released
I don't remember.
Did it never really happen or something like that?
I don't remember. I think that was no, I don't think so. I mean, that was what Boba Fett was supposed to be, but some underworld thing.
Well, it says in 2020, test footage of the Stargate Studios for Star Wars Underworld resurfaced on the internet and left many fans curious about the project.
I don't know.
But now I guess like they used part of it in like Battlestar Galactica or some other shit, and Kathleen Kennedy said it was used in other things, in Vanity Fair or some shit. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? I don't know. It kind of like
that. I mean, that would be cool. Like, I know the backstory of like the political and criminal power struggle. Like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that does sound like a great freaking like thing to watch. Like, I would definitely watch that.
I would.
Yeah, there wasn't too much. Rebel Moon, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, boy.
Actually, I watched it like 3 times. Rebel Moon ain't that bad. I kind of like Rebel
It's like,
Moon.
bro, it's so mixed. Like, because some of it was bad, dude. Some of it was so stupid. But other parts were like,
But the messed up thing about it is the bad parts of Rebel Moon is the shit that they had to change because it wasn't Star Wars.
Star Wars, like the whole sword fight scene with the fucking that
The
spider thing.
chick.
God
Yeah.
damn, that was awful. But it seems like maybe that was supposed to be a fight with the Rancor at one point, and it was just
Yeah, I don't know. And there's some fucking Adam Driver news. There's some Finn news. There's some, it's mostly shit about the people that's gonna be in the next movie. And High Republic. There's a gang of because the High Republic Phase 3 is getting really going, so it's definitely definitely. But that was all there was for news, really. There wasn't a lot of news. I guess there was a couple things about some toys figures that are going to be released in 2024, but we'll get more into that when 2024 starts.
All right, we're doing a quiz for this one.
No, I didn't do a quiz.
1 second. Sorry. All right, what'd you say again?
No, I didn't do a quiz this time. I didn't do a quiz. I was giving everybody a break from the quiz.
All right,
A couple episodes,
that's cool.
So we'll start 2024.
I'm good with that. Trust me, I struggle with those.
Well, I don't want to burn out everybody on the quiz because we do a quiz every episode except I think 5, 6 episodes this whole season.
Right.
So you got to figure 52 weeks, 52 episodes, and there's a quiz on every single one. That's a lot of freaking quizzes. Plus, I got to get some new books.
True.
Because I'm running out of shit.
Running out of material.
So I got to get some new books. I'm ordering them. Actually, I already ordered them. I'm just waiting on them to get here.
Good thing. There's the 2023 recap and future 2024 upcoming predictions and stuff.
Yeah, plus, I was trying not to make this show too long, especially because we got the watch party tomorrow. So I wasn't trying to kill everybody. Let everybody get to, even though we already been on here for an hour and 45 minutes. I was trying to get everybody so they could enjoy their weekend. We could get to the watch party tomorrow and then get our new year started.
Heck yeah.
So, guys, we really appreciate everybody tuning in, watching us week after week ramble about Star Wars, because Star Wars is the greatest shit ever. No matter if it's bad Star Wars, it's still better than no Star Wars. Yeah, it would suck. If we had, I'd rather watch Book of Boba Fett every day and
No. I don't know about that.
Not have no new Star Wars. I went through the fucking from 1983 to 2009 or whatever, 2001, when there wasn't no Star Wars. Shit sucked. It was terrible. I lived through that. It was terrible. Like no Star Wars. You just got to watch the same 3 movies over and over and over and over and over again.
I could live with, like, if we could get rid of the Star Wars movie, like the bad Star Wars, I'd be okay with that. But if it meant also losing the good Star Wars, like Andor and stuff, then okay, sure.
Yeah, no.
You can't get rid of it.
No Star Wars sucks. All right, guys. So we'll let everybody go. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We should start the pre-show at about 11:30, 11:15, 11:30. And then we'll get into the watching Rise of Skywalker. So until then, stay outrageous and may the Force be with you always.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. Lightsaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcotte, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.